December 27th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here, anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well. No opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of this, your statement just now? Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand. Is that mysterious boat shop owner? Witness, state your profession. I am the operator of the restaurant The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Oh my god, I had the sudden, tone shift, and there are different tones and voices. The pitches are, one's low, one's, kind of high. It's just so weird. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection! Wait a minute! The witness hasn't stated his name yet! Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted that this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My memory. Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can't testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony, then, shall we? Witness? The night of the murder. It was the night on the 24th, just after midnight. Yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Well, I'm going to wait them out right now, Von Karma, so technically you're going to be wrong. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're incorrect. Judge, your verdict, now. Yes, but Mr. Wright. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well, then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, this man is nuts. He's insane. With what he just showed us right now. He really wants that guilty verdict. Let's see. Hope we don't get anything like the convents thing we had before. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good, continue. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat floating on the lake. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep, at the time, that is. At the time. Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots in total? Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window in my little shack. And could you have seen this man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there, right in front of me. I saw him. It's a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was a defendant. He's saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! Dead certain, Keith! He said, I can't believe he's dead. And he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy! This sounds like a decisive evidence need indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick! I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick or this trial's going to be over. Objection! Your Honor! We proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. And you are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The justice lost the thought. What should I do? Objection! Your Honor! This witness claims that Edgeworth said I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony's a lie, show us proof. Ugh. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing you can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an exception. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough, the witness may leave the stand. I see no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. Well, wait! Who was that just now? Huh? What? Well, Larry! What are you doing here? Well, listen! You gotta listen to me! I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until yesterday. But today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot. That night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and tell you what you call edgy a murder. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. It seems a surprise visit from Larry has come to save us.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If it wasn't Larry, he could have made things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right.
Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now! What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will... He's picking his ear. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Well, seems that Larry's giving us a little bit of pay. Well, I guess payback in a way. Well, him paying us back, rather. December 27, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. Edge of his seat? I guess it wasn't worth the time. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in here. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake? Oh, right. He found the balloon with the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw a pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah, this might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before court. And that someone is Larry! What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, Wright. That's right, Nick! No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. December 27th, 10:35 a.m., District Court number 3.
Court is now back in session. Witness. Police testified to the court about everything you just saw on the night of December 24th.
Right! Leave it to me! Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. That night, I was out in the boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So, quietly slipped the boat back in the rental shop dock. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, and I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. That night, I was out on the boat. On the lake. Okay, so we already read this, so... Oh, sorry about that for a second.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There was so many things wrong, I don't even know where to begin.
Well, okay. First of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 o'clock when I went out in the boat. At that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on the boat at such a late hour? Looking for something and I found it. Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what is it you were looking for? What the witness is searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
That is surprisingly close to the truth in the case.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get this over with.
So I quietly slipped back on the boat rental shop then. And what time was that around? Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for an hour. It was around 12 o'clock, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. I was thinking home, I heard a bang. Where did that sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
You looked at the lake?
Yeah, I looked. Let's see. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Butts?
Whoa! Everybody, just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So I went... Okay, so... So you heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Well, Nick, It was pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working out on the contradictions. Sorry, I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could still call my sister. Okay. And I heard a bang. I feel like we have to use the, yeah, the Lotta's disposition. Yeah, it makes sense here. Because she heard 2 gunshots. There we go! Wait a second, Larry! What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said! But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs! And the old man just now said the same thing! They both heard 2 gunshots that night! Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please! Huh? You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot? Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I, might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude! With my headphones? What? Order! Order! And stop that booing! Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio, everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue his testimony? I think we're going to continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right! Leave it to me! I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an All Request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like... But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. I remember exactly when the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor! The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. I said charade, but actually that is a proper pronunciation of it. It's charade or charade. What Larry heard. Let's hold it right there. You turned on the radio? Right! I just want to hear someone's voice, you know. You don't know what it's like being alone out there on Christmas Eve, alone! I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, let's check this one. Do you remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with this case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio that night? Okay, really loud boom. Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything on the outside at all. But then I heard a gunshot. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it. But I can't remember the moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me. Alright, let's see. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Okay, let's ask her about that. What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good knowing what a radio DJ said do us?
Indeed, Mr. Arcama has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. I think we should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him,
Fine, very well.
Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot." Photo taken at 11:50. I feel like it might be the photo, yeah. I mean, it has to be. I'm gonna go for it. Ah, crap. Nope. Someone said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot." I guess Lana's disposition then? Oh, okay. I'm remembering now. Larry, are you absolutely sure you're saying it is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed. And? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. I am recording this on Christmas Eve. Very early in the morning on Christmas Eve. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve! That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This was a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, the witness says he heard the gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claims that he heard the gunshot before midnight? I think we're going to click Larry is right, because we gotta trust in our pal. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Oh boy. Oh, the gun was fired 3 times, so potentially that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, like... It was fired 3 times, and if they only heard 2, that means Larry heard the potential 3rd one, so... This is my evidence! The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. The 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order! Order! I guess that would make sense out of yesterday's testimonies. Bah! You waste our time again with your empty statements. Yes, the pistol was fired 3 times. But do you have any proof that it was fired before midnight? Do you have proof that the witness didn't just think he heard something? Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Do you have evidence that proves there was a gunshot before midnight? Do you have evidence that proves Mr. Butts wasn't just hearing things? I'm guessing it has to be the bullets, because, like, there's only one. Either way. Could be the lake photo, maybe? I'm trying to think here. I guess the second lake photo then. Oh yeah, because it was taken at 11:50. Duh, I'm stupid. Thank God I picked it. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on this photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing was shown in this photograph, but it is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, there was a gunshot at the time Larry claims. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen the night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murder in this case had the same idea as the murder in that case. What do you mean? Maya? Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just have to watch and let me know if I say anything fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murder than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. It takes a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. And that was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on the boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit, it is rather hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have a photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on this photo says 0:15, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are. This is Edgeworth and the murder, because Hammond's already dead, as Phoenix said, and the murder, why would, if Edgeworth was already on the boat, like he said, so, Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer! After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murder took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of this all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, let us the name of the murderer, then. The murderer's name? Right. It's a lot of heart. Miles Edgeworth himself. I kind of want to pick a joking one by it, just to do it. Fuck it, let's go for it. The murderer's Miss Lot of Heart. The investigative photographer? Yes? You're saying that the young lady dressed up like Robert Hammond and fooled Mr. Edgeworth? Yes! Well, she did look sort of manly. I am ashamed I actually listened to this utter nonsense. Listen, you came to this conclusion based on a piece of evidence? This photograph was taken at 11:50. If you didn't have this photograph, you would never have made this claim, correct? And just who was it who went out of her way to give you that piece of evidence? It was a lot of heart. Why would the murderer go all that trouble just to deliver you decisive evidence? Oh, that's pretty funny. I guess they wouldn't. Mr. Wright, I'm going to penalize you for this. Alright, we'll take that one, penalizing, just for a quick laugh. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mr. Wright. Okay, wait, I did his voice instead, not the judge's voice, but Von Karma's. Mr. Wright, can you tell us the name of the murder? Uh-oh, he looks suspicious. I better bluff and bluff good. The murder's name? Right, it's... Well, we do not know. Actually, I don't know the murder's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time! I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop. That old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Well, where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Then why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of this crime and was not on the boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder took place.
Take that!
Around here, maybe? Maybe, Mr. Wright. This maybe... Okay. Yes, well, maybe because there isn't... Okay. Okay, at least we didn't get a penalty for that. I'm gonna point right here.
Take that!
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet up with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake searching for something.
He finds it and returns the boat. Then as he's starting to head back home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing the headphones at this time. In other words, a gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned on a boat? The boat shop!
Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
I believe he was shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake.
The Edgeworth of the lake. I'm sorry, that's the second edge joke we're making. It would be that the one of the men that were on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that everything else falls into place, the boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly!
Seems that Larry has saved us, and we're getting another crack at that caretaker.
Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said?
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I cannot say what it was. Your Honor, sir!
Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask you to remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood?
One more thing.
Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. December 27th, 1:22 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Yay, Nick! You did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony, still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. I just don't know whether to tell you or not. Edgeworth? No. There's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. To be continued. So... that is that. Next time on Ace Attorney, after our little bit of a break, we will be heading out to our final investigation and our final day of the trial, which will be after that. And we need to find out who is that shopkeeper or that boat keeper, and just who are they really. And it seems that we finally do have some sort of lead, but it seems like Edgeworth has something else that's troubling him. But we have to find out why. So, love my videos, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. We appreciate it. Have a Merry Christmas for everybody that celebrates it. Happy holidays to everybody else. And yeah, we shall see you guys then.